Thank you very much. I'd like to thank the Press Academy for this honor. And I'd like to thank all the auteurs that I learned from. John Ford, who did tell me a few things besides that he shot it with a camera. Alfred Hitchcock and Orson Welles and Howard Hawks and Jean Renoir and so many others. And I particularly like to thank the actors who were in my pictures, because without actors, directors, nothing. So high among them is Cloris Leachman, who has made herself a spectacle here tonight. Which is why I love her. And Timothy Bottoms and Tom Sizemore, we did a very good picture together that they didn't show. And all the other actors. There's been so many I can't name them. I'm not going to be long because everybody's hungry. We've all been talking about movies here tonight, movies or television, and I think Jason was struggling to come up with the definition of what it is about movies that makes them so memorable. And I'm going to tell you a little story which I think sums up what it is about the movies that we all love. I was sitting in Jimmy Stewart's living room in 1966, and we were talking about this very thing. And Jimmy said, well, you know, I was shooting a picture in Colorado. It was a Western. And we broke for lunch, the usual terrible box lunch. And one of the guys that had been watching, the tourist, came over and he looked at me and he said, "You Stewart?" I said, yeah. He said, "You said a poem once in a picture. That was good." "Oh, thank you." And that's all he said, and he walked away. And I thought, now, here's this picture that we made it 20 years ago, and he'd remembered it. And it was just a short scene in a bar. I said a poem, and he'd remembered it all these years. And I thought, now that's the wonderful thing about the movies, because if you're good, and God helps you, and you're lucky enough to have a personality that comes across, and then what you're doing is you're giving people little, tiny pieces of time that they never forget. That sums it up. Thank you so much.